Travel and luxury industry news from today. Disclaimer: the following report is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal, financial, medical, or official advice. All news items are based on current reports and industry updates from today. Do not treat any anecdotal stories as guidance or personal advice. Topic 1. Global travel surge continues despite rising costs. The travel industry is bracing for a record-breaking summer travel season. New reports show that pent-up demand from tourists remains robust, even as prices for flights, fuel, and accommodations climb. Forecasts for the upcoming Memorial Day holiday in the United States indicate the busiest travel weekend on record, with nearly 200,000 more travelers expected compared to last year. Over 39 million Americans are projected to drive to their destinations, a slight increase from 2025. Even though gasoline prices have soared roughly 40% year-over-year, now averaging above $4.50 per gallon. This appetite for travel in the face of higher costs reflects a strong consumer desire for vacations and experiences after years of pandemic-era restrictions. Travel companies and industry analysts note that travel demand has remained resilient across many regions. Leading tourism organizations report high bookings for flights, hotels, and cruises, with some popular destinations seeing occupancy rates nearing or exceeding pre-2020 levels. Surveys show that travelers are eager to take long-delayed trips, from beach escapes to international tours, despite inflationary pressures on budgets. Many families are planning multi-generational vacations or extended summer getaways, making up for lost time. Globally, tourism-dependent economies are preparing for a busy season as international travel and cross-border tourism gather momentum. Analysts and industry leaders acknowledge that the surge is not without challenges. High fuel costs and inflation are driving up travel prices, raising concerns that some would-be travelers may curtail or shorten their trips. Airfares in some markets have climbed over 20% compared to last spring, and hotel rates are similarly elevated, straining budget-conscious travelers. Nonetheless, early data suggests that overall bookings remain strong, signaling an uneven recovery favoring those who can absorb higher costs. The travel industry is closely watching whether demand will soften later in the summer if prices continue to rise, but for now enthusiasm remains high as peak season approaches. Subtopic: high-income travelers drive robust summer plans. Wealthier consumers are playing a significant role in powering the travel rebound this summer. Bank of America reports that travel spending by high-income households is particularly resilient, helping fill planes and resorts even as others cut back. These travelers are largely undeterred by rising airfare and hotel prices. Luxury travel agencies confirm that affluent clients are still booking extended holidays and premium experiences, from private villa stays to first-class flights. Many in this segment prioritize travel in 2026 after a period of deferred vacations, and their strong purchasing power means they can absorb higher costs. This dynamic is creating a demand gap between affluent travelers, who often consider vacations a necessity, and budget travelers who might delay trips until costs stabilize. The result is a robust summer outlook in segments catering to upscale travelers, even as value-oriented travel segments could experience softer demand. Topic 2. Airlines trim schedules amid high fuel prices and geopolitical turbulence. Global airlines are adjusting flight schedules and routes in response to skyrocketing jet fuel costs and geopolitical disruptions. With jet fuel prices surging above $150 per barrel, carriers worldwide have cut back capacity to maintain profitability. Industry data reveals that nearly 13,000 flights in May have been removed from schedules, eliminating roughly 2 million airline seats this month as carriers grapple with increased operating costs. The sharp rise in fuel costs is partly linked to conflicts in the Middle East, which have disrupted major air corridors and contributed to higher energy prices. The impact is especially pronounced on long-haul routes and regions near conflict zones. For example, recent fighting led to airspace closures over parts of the Middle East, forcing flights to take costlier detours and burn extra fuel. European and Asian carriers are confronting a double burden of high fuel prices and restricted flight paths, prompting warnings of further jet fuel supply strains in those markets. Airlines have responded by consolidating flights, using more fuel-efficient aircraft where possible, and passing some costs onto passengers through fuel surcharges. Travelers are urged to plan for schedule changes and allocate extra time for connections due to these adjustments. Despite these challenges, airlines are emphasizing safety and trying to maintain critical connectivity. Carriers are adding fuel stops or adjusting departure times to minimize disruptions for passengers, and many are waiving change fees to provide flexibility. Industry experts note that these measures, while disruptive in the short term, are necessary to ensure route viability and manage costs responsibly. As jet fuel prices remain volatile, airlines are closely monitoring the situation. The hope is that fuel costs will stabilize, allowing a restoration of normal flight frequencies and routing as soon as conditions improve. Subtopic: Resumption of Middle East air routes. There are signs of recovery as geopolitical tensions ease and airlines restore suspended routes. After a ceasefire in early April, Qatar Airways resumed flights to Baghdad, Basra, and Erbil on May 10th. With Iraqi airspace gradually reopening, the Qatari flag carrier is rapidly rebuilding its global network. By mid-June, Qatar Airways aims to serve over 150 destinations across 6 continents, near its pre-conflict reach. The quick restoration highlights the strategic importance of the Middle East for global aviation. Gulf carriers are leveraging their geographic position to reconnect Europe, Asia, and Africa via major hubs. Resuming these routes helps stabilize regional travel, benefits business and tourism, and demonstrates the industry's resilience after conflict disruptions. Qatar Airways' confidence, marked by an aggressive network rebuild, reflects optimism that peace and stable fuel supplies will allow long-haul connectivity to flourish again in 2026. Topic 3. Airlines expand partnerships and loyalty perks amid industry shakeups. Major airlines are forging unprecedented partnerships to enhance their customer offerings and strengthen market positions. In a notable development, United Airlines and JetBlue Airways have deepened their Blue Sky alliance, introducing new reciprocal benefits for their frequent flyers. This week, the two carriers launched the third phase of their partnership, granting elite members of United's Mileage Plus and JetBlue's TrueBlue programs shared perks. Status holders on each airline can now enjoy priority boarding, extra legroom seating at check-in, free preferred seat selection, a complimentary checked bag, and even same-day standby on each other's flights. The move effectively knits together customer loyalty programs, rewarding travelers with a seamless experience across both airlines' networks. This deepening partnership is part of a series of strategic alliances and consolidation moves sweeping the airline industry in 2026. United and JetBlue's Blue Sky partnership, initiated last year, has already enabled mutual reward point earning and cross-ticketing between the carriers. Looking ahead, JetBlue will even lease several takeoff and landing slots at New York's JFK Airport to United in 2027, enabling United's return to that key hub and further integrating operations. These collaborative strategies come as carriers face high costs and competitive pressures, driving them to cooperate in targeted ways to extend their reach. By aligning with each other's strengths, JetBlue's East Coast presence and United's global network, the airlines aim to provide more options and incentives to keep travelers loyal in a dynamic market. Beyond partnerships, the industry is also witnessing major consolidation in the budget travel segment. This week, Allegiant Travel Group completed a $1.5 billion acquisition of Sun Country Airlines, combining two prominent U.S. low-cost carriers into a single entity. The merged company boasts a fleet of 195 aircraft serving nearly 175 cities, though for now both brands continue to operate separately. Such consolidation follows the fall of other budget airlines. Earlier this month, Spirit Airlines ceased operations amid financial struggles and high fuel prices. Industry observers note that partnerships like United JetBlue and mergers like Allegiant Sun Country are part of a wider effort to achieve economies of scale and enhance networks, aiming to stay competitive and absorb cost pressures. Subtopic: Low-cost carrier shakeout and consolidation. The budget airline sector is undergoing rapid change as carriers consolidate and exit. Spirit Airlines stopped flying in early May 2026 after failing to recover from pandemic losses and skyrocketing fuel costs, which left the pioneering low-cost airline unable to survive financially. In the wake of Spirit's collapse, other ultra-low-cost carriers are moving to fill the void. Allegiant's acquisition of Sun Country creates a larger budget airline with a broader combined network and more resources. The two airlines will maintain separate operations in the near term, but eventually Sun Country's brand will be phased out under Allegiant's banner. The merger underscores the trend of consolidation in the low-cost segment. With Spirit gone, only a few independent players like Frontier and Avalo remain, and carriers are joining forces to achieve synergy and profitability. Market analysts believe these moves could lead to more route options and stable operations for cost-conscious travelers, though with fewer competing airlines. Topic 4. Travel companies tempt customers with spring deals and promotions. As the summer travel season approaches, travel providers are rolling out significant discounts and promotions to entice travelers to book now. Tour operators, cruise lines, hotels, and airlines are all advertising limited-time offers in May to capture last-minute vacation planners. For instance, tour company Khaled is offering up to $1,500 off per couple on select global tours this month. Promo code SPRING 2026 for trips departing through mid-2027. Cruise lines are also keen to fill cabins. Virgin Voyages' spring sale promises up to $1,000 in immediate savings plus 70% off a second guest for sailings booked by the end of May. River cruise line AMA Waterways has unveiled a triple savings promotion combining fare discounts up to $2,000 per stateroom upgrades, and air credits for Europe departures in 2026. Airlines and resorts are joining the discount trend, spotlighting value adds and freebies to draw summer tourists. National Geographic Lindblad Expeditions is slashing 10% off cabin fares for group bookings of 4 or more travelers, encouraging families or friends to explore remote destinations together. Some travel brands are tailoring deals to niche markets. Virgin Hotels is waiving all pet fees and restrictions during May's National Pet Month, inviting guests to bring their furry companions to its properties at no extra cost. Meanwhile, credit card companies and loyalty programs are boosting points and miles bonuses for travel purchases this month, enabling savvy customers to rack up rewards for future trips. These promotions indicate a competitive landscape, with travel operators eager to capture the surge in holiday bookings by offering perks and savings to commit now. Travel advisors note that it's a golden time for deal seekers, provided they act fast. Many of these discounts are time-sensitive, with expiration dates looming in late May or early June. The spate of promotions hints that some sectors still have inventory to fill, particularly cruises and tours where capacity is abundant ahead of summer. Travel experts recommend that consumers compare offerings across providers and read the fine print, as blackout dates and limited availability may apply. Overall, the abundance of deals suggests that travel companies are eager to lock in bookings and build momentum for the coming months, making late spring an opportune moment to snag travel bargains. Subtopic: National Park Perk in Wyoming. Some promotions are targeted to specific traveler interests. For example, the Wyoming Inn in Jackson Hole rolled out a National Park Pass discount for spring visitors near Grand Teton National Park. Park Pass holders can save 20% on stays of 2 or more nights, celebrating the 250th anniversary of U.S. national parks. The offer aims to reward outdoor enthusiasts and draw more nature-loving travelers to Wyoming as the summer tourist season kicks off. Jackson Hole is a gateway to world-class parks and wilderness, so this promotion capitalizes on current interest in national park road trips. By encouraging longer stays with discounted rates, the hotel hopes to capture travelers planning to explore the mountains and wildlife of the region. The deal reflects how hospitality businesses can align promotions with trending travel themes, in this case, national parks and the great American outdoors, to resonate with travelers seeking both savings and adventure. Topic 5. Luxury travelers embrace off-the-beaten-path destinations. In the face of over-tourism and geopolitical uncertainties, upscale travelers are charting unexpected courses to less visited locales. Travel advisors report that many well-heeled clients are choosing destinations that offer exclusivity, cultural richness, and a respite from crowded tourist hotspots. With global travel routes in flux due to conflicts and new border regulations and iconic sites facing overcrowding, high-end vacationers are opting for remote and under-the-radar places. This shift is evident in rising interest for adventurous escapes in countries like Brazil, Bolivia, and Sierra Leone, none of which have been traditional luxury tourism magnets in past years. These destinations offer spectacular landscapes and authentic experiences, from the silvery salt flats of Uyuni in Bolivia to the biodiversity of Brazil's Pantanal wetlands, appealing to travelers seeking something different. The trend shows luxury tourism evolving beyond the classic European capitals and tropical islands. Bespoke travel agencies note that their clients are more open than ever to exploring unconventional regions. They crave novelty and the bragging rights of discovering places their peers may not have seen, which in turn has them returning with remarkable stories. For instance, travelers deterred by geopolitical tensions in the Middle East or by the crowds in Mediterranean hotspots are now considering South America and Africa as alluring alternatives. Tour companies and high-end resorts have responded by curating unique itineraries in emerging destinations like Gabon's remote jungles and Kyrgyzstan's alpine lakes, offering comfort and safety amid wilderness and cultural immersion. These new frontiers of luxury travel are pitched as opportunities to experience pristine natural beauty and local cultures, aligning with a desire for meaningful, mindful travel. Industry observers point out that this pivot to offbeat destinations also reflects a commitment to sustainable and responsible tourism. Many of these locales, such as Sierra Leone's untamed beaches or Gabon's national parks, have fledgling tourism sectors that can benefit from controlled, eco-sensitive development. Luxury providers are emphasizing conservation and community engagement in these areas, ensuring that high-end travel can have a positive impact. The push toward lesser-known destinations offers seasoned travelers a chance to avoid overcrowding and reduce strain on overvisited sites, while still enjoying top-tier amenities and personalized service. In sum, luxury travel is broadening its horizons, with travelers and tour operators rethinking what qualifies as a dream destination in 2026. Subtopic: Sierra Leone. A hidden gem gains traction. Among the emerging favorites, Sierra Leone stands out as a surprising rising star in luxury travel. Long off the tourism radar, this West African nation boasts pristine wild coastlines and uncrowded surf spots, such as Bure Beach, known for its consistent waves and lack of crowds. During the dry season from November to April, travelers enjoy calm seas and golden sands at places like Toke Beach, backed by lush green hills. Sierra Leone also offers unique wildlife encounters, with the Takagama Chimpanzee Sanctuary near the capital, Freetown, showcasing conservation efforts for rescued chimpanzees. Further off the grid, the Turtle Islands provide a glimpse into traditional fishing communities and untouched beaches, perfect for those craving a castaway experience. Luxury-focused tour operators are packaging Sierra Leone as an exclusive adventure destination, often combining beach relaxation with socially responsible wildlife and cultural experiences. The country's under-the-radar status is exactly its selling point. Travelers can relish authentic adventures with a fraction of the tourists found in more popular locales. Topic 6. Sustainable luxury, turning retired airliners into hotels. A novel trend in sustainable luxury travel has entrepreneurs converting retired airplanes into exclusive accommodations. Around the world, these once high-flying jets are finding second lives on the ground, delighting aviation enthusiasts and eco-conscious travelers alike. Visionary innkeepers on 5 continents have transformed old airliners into boutique hotels and vacation rentals, creatively repurposing jets from Boeing 727s to Douglas DC-SIXs. By using these salvaged aircraft as architectural shells, they are recycling sturdy aerospace-grade materials into functional buildings and reducing waste. The result is a collection of highly distinctive lodgings that blend nostalgia, sustainability, and luxury. Guests can sleep in a fully furnished airplane fuselage complete with modern comforts, experiencing the thrill of staying inside a classic aircraft without ever leaving the ground. Each of these aircraft-turned hotels offers its own flavor of adventure and high-end comfort. In Alaska, for example, travelers can book a night in a 1956 Douglas DC-6 plane converted into a two-bedroom airplane house, with a full kitchen, cozy living room, and even the original cockpit repurposed as a whimsical coffee station. In South Africa's Safari Country, a pair of remodeled jets, a Boeing 737 and a Boeing 727, serve as luxury suites at the Aerotel Boutique Hotel, where guests enjoy creature comforts like king-sized beds and wingtop decks amid the savannah. Costa Rica's famed 727 Fuselage home perches in a rainforest canopy, providing jungle views to guests staying inside a painstakingly reassembled 1965 Boeing 727 with two bedrooms and bespoke woodwork. These properties cater to affluent travelers who crave unique experiences, offering the perfect intersection of aviation fandom, environmental reuse, and luxury amenities. What makes these repurposed jet accommodations particularly compelling is their blend of nostalgia and innovation. They preserve iconic pieces of aviation history, from original cockpit controls to porthole windows, as part of the decor, creating immersive environments for guests. At the same time, this trend highlights sustainability in the luxury space. By recycling and upcycling old planes into hotels, builders reduce the need for new construction materials and give decommissioned aircraft a second life. The popularity of these airplane hotels suggests that luxury travelers increasingly value distinctive and environmentally mindful experiences. This synergy of eco-conscious design with high-end hospitality is creating unforgettable stays that are as Instagram-worthy as they are eco-friendly. Subtopic: Eco-innovation and hospitality. The repurposed airplane hotel movement underscores a broader commitment to sustainability in the travel industry. By transforming decommissioned aircraft into lodging, developers are creatively mitigating waste, demonstrating how luxury travel can embrace upcycling and conservation. These one-of-a-kind hotels often maintain elements of the original planes, for example, a cockpit-turned-lounge or repainted exterior, offering guests a tangible connection to aviation history. The strong, lightweight materials of aircraft make for durable structures, while the novelty factor drives interest, showing how sustainability can align with market demand. Additionally, placing these jets in scenic, off-grid locations, like the African bush or an Alaskan airstrip, can stimulate ecotourism and local jobs. As this trend spreads, it suggests that luxury hospitality can lead in reimagining waste into wonder, blending environmental responsibility with experiential travel. Topic 7. Orient Express launches ultra-luxury cruise yachts. The legendary Orient Express brand, synonymous with old-world opulence, has embarked on a new journey, this time by sea. In a gleaming shipyard ceremony in Saint-Nazaire, France, Orient Express launched its first luxury sailing yacht, the Corinthian, marking the company's debut into ocean cruising. The sleek, 721-foot vessel is billed as the world's largest sailing yacht, equipped with three towering 226-foot masts and high-tech carbon fiber sails that allow it to cruise under wind power at speeds up to 15 knots. This maritime venture extends the Orient Express spirit of glamorous travel to the high seas, promising guests a voyage that echoes the golden age of travel with a modern, sustainable twist. When weather permits, the Corinthian can proudly glide using only the wind, reducing its environmental footprint. Every detail of the Corinthian exudes luxury and heritage. The interior design evokes the ambience of the original Orient Express trains and classic ocean liners, with Art Deco flourishes, rich textures, and floor-to-ceiling panoramic windows in the suites. The 54 sumptuous suites, housing just 110 guests, ensure a high space-per-guest ratio and come with personalized butler service, providing an exclusivity rivaling the world's best boutique hotels. The yacht features 8 dining venues curated by world-renowned chef Yannick Alino, a holder of 18 Michelin stars, including one ultra-exclusive restaurant with just 6 tables, reminiscent of a 1930s ocean liner's dining room. Guests can also enjoy multiple bars, a theater, and even a recording studio on board, all designed to recapture the romance and sophistication of 20th-century grand voyages, albeit with 21st-century comfort. This new ultra-luxury cruise product is part of a larger push by hospitality groups to offer ever more experiential and refined travel options. Orient Express, owned by France's Accor Group, is harnessing its storied brand to entice high-end travelers seeking novel experiences that go beyond traditional hotels. The Corinthian is set to star at the Cannes Film Festival this month before commencing its inaugural passenger voyages in July, sailing the Mediterranean through summer and the Caribbean in winter. The yacht's dual propulsion sails for grace, liquefied natural gas engines for speed when needed, highlights a commitment to both heritage style and modern sustainability. Travel industry watchers note that with offerings like this sailing yacht, the line between luxury hospitality and elite adventure travel continues to blur, providing affluent guests with unprecedented levels of comfort and exclusivity wherever they wish to explore. Subtopic: Next wave of ultra-luxury voyages. The Orient Express's maritime adventure is just beginning. A second sister yacht, the Orient Express Olympian, is already under construction in France and scheduled to debut in 2027. This upcoming vessel will carry forward the Corinthian's design philosophy while introducing its own innovations, such as a convertible lap pool that can transform into a dance floor, an engineering marvel aimed at enhancing onboard entertainment. The expansion of the Orient Express brand into yachting reflects growing confidence in the ultra-luxury travel segment, where demand for bespoke, high-end journeys remains strong. Other renowned hospitality brands are also investing in new frontiers. Raffles, for example, recently announced plans for its first alpine resort in the French Alps, set to open in 2028 and bring five-star opulence to ski country. From the peaks of Courchevel to the decks of Orient Express yachts, the world's leading luxury travel firms are competing to redefine indulgence and adventure for the next generation of elite travelers. Topic 8. Luxury water bottle recalled over safety hazard. A high-end wellness product aimed at travelers has been pulled from the market after reports of dangerous defects. Croatia-based company New Earth Technologies issued a recall for its $250 Analemma stainless steel water bottles due to a design flaw in their glass inner liners. The sleek bottle, popular among health-conscious luxury travelers for keeping water structured and fresh, contained a fragile glass tube inside. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, that interior glass component can unexpectedly shatter and pose serious laceration or ingestion risks to users. Approximately 800 units were sold globally from late 2025 through early 2026, and by mid-May, at least 20 incidents of the glass breaking had been reported, including one case where a user suffered cuts inside the mouth. Customers who purchased the affected product are urged to stop using it immediately to avoid injury. New Earth Technologies has provided a dedicated recall webpage and contact lines, offering either a full refund or a free repair of the bottles, including shipping costs for returns. This recall underscores how even premium-priced travel accessories can have safety flaws. The incident has drawn attention in the travel and wellness community, as these $250 bottles had been part of a trend of luxury hydration gadgets promising health benefits. The company has apologized to customers and emphasized that safety is their top priority moving forward. This recall comes amid a broader wave of consumer product safety alerts this month, reinforcing the need for travelers to remain vigilant about the gear they use. Recent notices also flagged other travel-related items. For example, multi-purpose sports helmets sold on popular e-commerce platforms have been recalled for failing to meet crash protection standards, exposing users to injury risks. Regulators remind travelers to always look for proper safety certifications on gear, especially items like helmets, chargers, or luggage equipped with batteries. The luxury travel market may prize innovation and exclusivity in products, but incidents like the water bottle recall illustrate that safety must never be compromised, even for high-end brands. Subtopic: Sports Helmet Safety Recall. In a related safety alert, 2 models of multi-use helmets sold online were recalled this week for not meeting mandatory safety standards. The recalled helmets, sold under the Fabica and Genius brands on budget marketplace Temu, lacked proper positional stability and crash protection features. Approximately 740 units of one model, priced around $10, were sold via Temu, and another 2,200 units of a similar model were offered on Amazon between 2022 and 2026 for $20 to $27 each. Officials warned that in a serious impact, these uncertified helmets might fail to protect users from head injuries, undermining the very purpose of wearing protective gear. Consumers who purchase the products are advised to stop using them immediately and contact the distributors for a full refund. This case highlights the importance of verifying the safety compliance of travel and sporting gear, even when shopping on popular online platforms, since discounted or unbranded products may not always adhere to necessary standards. Topic 9. Viral luxury watch collaboration sparks worldwide frenzy. A groundbreaking high-low fashion collaboration in the watch world is igniting global excitement and long lines of eager buyers. Swiss watchmaker Swatch and prestigious luxury brand Audemars Piguet, AP, have teamed up to create the Swatch X AP Royal Pop, a collection blending AP's legendary heritage with Swatch's mass-market appeal. Officially launching today, the Royal Pop has quickly become one of the most anticipated product releases of 2026, drawing comparisons to the famous Swatch Omega Moon Swatch phenomenon of 2022. In the days leading up to the launch, enthusiastic collectors began camping outside select Swatch boutiques, and the company implemented a strict limit of one Royal Pop per customer per day to manage the expected crush of demand. The collaboration's name alludes to AP's iconic Royal Oak model, but promises a playful twist: 8 vividly colored designs, an unexpected pocket watch style, and even a mechanical movement, a first for these collaborations, to entice both watch aficionados and new fans. The cultural impact of this collaboration is enormous. Audemars Piguet is revered for its ultra-luxury timepieces like the Royal Oak, which typically cost tens of thousands of dollars and are out of reach for most consumers. By partnering with a mainstream brand like Swatch, AP gains access to a broader, younger audience, while Swatch lends an element of affordability and fun. The Royal Pop is not just a product, but a pop culture event. Social media has been ablaze with speculation and leaked teasers about the design, with vibrant pop art-inspired visuals fueling intrigue among watch lovers. Industry commentators note that this careful strategy, using bright designs, limited supply, and a storied partner brand, has already given Swatch an attention-grabbing win in a crowded marketplace. The limited edition nature of the Royal Pop is expected to create scarcity and highlight its collectible value. As of today's launch, the critical questions are how quickly the new watches will sell out and whether supply will meet the feverish demand. The Swatch X AP release showcases how luxury brands are adapting and finding new ways to engage enthusiasts. High-end watchmakers have become more open to unconventional collaborations that once might have been unthinkable, recognizing the power of tapping into streetwear-style hype. By releasing a playful, relatively accessible take on AP's legendary designs, the Royal Pop builds brand buzz without cheapening Audemars Piguet's mainline image. Analysts believe such collaborations can actually boost long-term interest in luxury brands among younger consumers, potentially converting some Royal Pop buyers into future AP clients. However, purists caution about potential brand dilution, noting that any missteps could upset traditional collectors. So far, reactions seem largely positive, and if this launch mirrors previous ones, the Royal Pop may soon grace secondary markets at a hefty markup, reaffirming that novel collaborations have firmly entered the luxury playbook. Subtopic: Resale Mania and Collector Economics. The fervor surrounding limited releases like the Royal Pop raises the prospect of an immediate resale boom. Swatch's prior Moonswatch collaboration with Omega in 2022 famously sold out instantly and commanded high premiums on secondary markets. To temper potential scalping and huge price markups this time, Swatch's Royal Pop launch is enforcing purchase limits, but the company is bracing for the inevitable speculation. Many early buyers are expected to flip their Royal Pop watches online for profit, an echo of the pattern that saw resale prices for the Moonswatch skyrocketing in its first days. These collaborative drops have effectively created a luxury-for-all frenzy, where a $300 timepiece carrying a halo of prestige can resell for multiples of its retail price due to overwhelming demand. Analysts describe it as a win-win. The luxury brand gets massive exposure and an expanded fan base, while consumers get a shot at an affordable slice of luxury or investors a chance at quick returns. The challenge for brands is balancing accessibility with exclusivity. Too few pieces lead to reseller markups and frustrated fans, while too many might reduce the specialness. Regardless, the Royal Pop's early buzz has already cemented its status as a collector's item and a social media sensation. Topic 10. Luxury resale market thrives as secondhand goes mainstream. The booming resale marketplace for luxury goods is shattering records as consumers increasingly treat designer pieces as investment assets. eBay's newly released Spring-Summer 2026 Luxury Recommerce Trend Report reveals that legacy brands like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Burberry, Chanel, Prada, and Dior remain the most sought-after labels in the global secondhand market, dominating purchases in early 2026. Notably, Dior surged to the top of the charts in first-quarter resale demand, overtaking even Hermès, thanks in part to the buzz around a new creative director injecting fresh energy into the storied fashion house. These findings underscore that the appetite for pre-owned luxury remains voracious, with shoppers around the world chasing iconic brand names for a fraction of retail prices. The report highlights striking growth not only for famous maisons, but also for unexpected brands. eBay's massive user base of 136 million buyers is fueling an expansion of listings across the board, and some of the fastest surges are coming from brands beyond the traditional luxury category. For example, heritage menswear house Brioni saw a staggering 5,900% increase in items listed, 59 times more listings, in early 2026 compared to last year. Meanwhile, trend-driven labels like Rude and Birkenstock experienced listing growth of 4,200% and 1,000% respectively, indicating that streetwear and accessible luxury are increasingly part of the resale conversation. Even mid-market brands, such as Steve Madden, saw a 2,200% jump in resale listings, reflecting how consumers across price segments are recognizing the value of secondhand goods. This democratization of luxury resale shows that it's not only ultra-expensive items gaining traction, but also more widely loved brands benefiting from the thrift and flip culture. Some luxury items are appreciating dramatically in the secondary market, illustrating how hot the resale space has become. According to eBay's data, certain designer pieces have more than doubled or even septupled in value over a short time frame. For instance, the average resale price of garments by cult label Rodarte skyrocketed by 721% year-over-year, and pieces by designer Raf Simons rose 348%, signaling intense demand among collectors. High-end handbags and watches continue to command top dollar, often retaining or exceeding their original retail prices. Globally, the volume of listings for women's handbags grew by a robust 20% in the first quarter of 2026, a reflection of this trend. Within that category, particular models stand out. The Gucci padlock bag saw its value jump over 500% on average, and limited-run versions of classic Chanel and Hermès bags are trading hands at steep premiums. This thriving resale market not only offers consumers a chance to own luxury at various price points, but it also reinforces the notion that certain luxury goods can act as alternative assets, holding or increasing their value over time. Subtopic: Iconic bags value explodes. A striking example from eBay's trend report shows just how lucrative the luxury resale market can be. The Chanel Executive Tote Bag, a modern classic work tote from the famed French house, saw its resale value skyrocket by an astonishing 762% in early 2026. This means that on average, this particular style of Chanel bag is fetching well over 7 times its original price on secondary markets, a testament to its desirability and scarcity. Fashion analysts point out that such explosive growth often occurs with iconic pieces when supply is limited and brand allure is strong. The Chanel Executive Tote's dramatic appreciation parallels what has been observed with certain rare luxury watches or streetwear collaborations, where resales can far exceed retail price. For sellers, it underscores a gold rush mentality in luxury resale, while for buyers it signals that timing and rarity are key. This case highlights how some luxury items, especially those with timeless design and brand prestige, are not just fashion accessories, but collectibles with significant investment value in today's thriving secondhand